If you want to slow down cellular aging, there's one rule you absolutely need to know. Your body's two biology clocks must stay in harmony. When these clocks fall out of sync, aging speeds up. The first clock is the central biology clocks in your brain. The second is the peripheral clock found inside the cells of every major organs, your liver, muscles, fat tissue, pancreas, and many more. The central clock sits in a tiny region right above the thalamus, called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. It's incredibly small, about the size of a millet grain, but don't let the size fool you. Packed inside this tiny structure, 20,000 to 50,000 neurons working together as the master control of your body's 24-hour rhythm. This master clock sends signal to every peripheral clock throughout your body, telling them it's daytime, be active, or it's nighttime, slow down and repair. When these clocks stay aligned, your metabolism, hormones, sleep, and cellular repair all function smoothly. But when they fall out of sync, like from late night eating, irregular sleep, or constant artificial light, your cells lose their rhythm and aging accelerates. The central biological clock in your brain is controlled by light. It turns on in the morning and off at night. When morning light enters your eyes, it travels through the retina and the optic nerve and reaches this master clock. Instantly, it sends a message to every peripheral clock in your body. A new day has begun. At the same time, melatonin release from the pineal gland is shut off, sympathetic activity increases, boosting your alertness, cortisol rises to help you wake up, your body temperature goes up, and every organ switches into day mode, ready for energy, focus, and activity. This daytime signal is strongest from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's why your concentration, reaction time, digestion, and metabolic speeds all peak during this window. It's also why eating a good breakfast and lunch is far healthier than eating large dinners. As the afternoon ends, around 5 to 7 p.m., these daytime signals slowly fade. Body temperature stops rising, and your brain prepares to release melatonin by 9 to 10 p.m. When light naturally decreases, the daytime signal switches up completely. Your temperature drops, insulin sensitivity falls, and your metabolism begins slowing as your body enters rest and recovery mode. But here's the problem. If your room lights up bright at night, or you're staring at a phone or laptop, your brain thinks it's still daytime. Just 1 hour of blue light can delay this nighttime transition by 1 to 2 hours, pushing back your recovery window. From midnight to 3 a.m., your central clock is in deep night mode. This is when melatonin peaks and when autophagy, cellular repair, and nighttime regeneration are at their highest. When your lifestyle stays out of sync with the central clock for months or years, your body pays the price. Faster cellular aging, sleep disturbance, poor blood sugar control, higher risk of obesity, increased anxiety and low mood, immune rhythm disruption, and a greater risk of cardiovascular disease. Keeping your daily habit aligned with your biological clock is not just about sleep. It's one of the most powerful anti-aging strategies you can practice. So, as you move into the new year, here are some simple lifestyle principles that can help you slow down cellular aging. These habits keep your two biological clocks, the central clock in your brain and the peripheral clocks in your organs, working in harmony. Get natural morning light as soon as you wake up. Eat a solid breakfast and lunch. Do your most important work between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. After 9 p.m., turn off the overhead light, use a small lamp, and avoid smartphones. Do not overeat at dinner. And after 8 p.m., try to stay in a fasting state until bedtime. Now, let's talk about the second clock, the peripheral clock. This clock exists inside the cells of almost every organ, your liver, pancreas, muscles, fat tissue, gut, and even your heart. Each of these peripheral clocks runs on its own 24-hour schedule. They decide when to burn energy or store it, when to sensitive to hormones like insulin, and when to activate repair, recycling, and autophagy. The central clock responds to light, but the peripheral clock's strongest switch is meal timing. When you eat breakfast, the clock genes inside your cells, such as clock and BMAL1, turn on. Your insulin sensitivity rises, your cells process glucose efficiently, and your body energy production increases. And when morning sunlight activates your central clock at the same time, both clocks align and your body starts the day in its most powerful synchronized state. That's why the same food causes a lower blood sugar spike in the morning, but a much higher spike at night. Eating a good lunch gives your peripheral clock another strong activation signal right during the hours when your central clock is also operating at full strength. This is when digestion, nutrient absorption, energy production, and metabolic efficiency reach their peak performance. But in the evening, things change. Your peripheral clocks do not respond to light, they only respond to food. So if you eat dinner, the peripheral clocks will wake up again and start working actively. This problem is, your central clock is already winding down by this time. Its signals for metabolism and energy use are getting weaker, preparing your body for rest. Because of this mismatch, it's best not to overeat in the evening. After 8 p.m., your central clock switches into night mode, launching the critical window of cellular repair and autophagy. This is when your body clears damaged proteins, recycles old components, and restores itself for the next day. To support this, your peripheral clock should also stay quiet, which means avoiding late-night eating so your cells can shift fully into repair mode. But here's the problem. When you eat late at night, your peripheral clocks interpret that meal as a daytime signal. They immediately switch back into work mode, digesting, breakdown, and synthesizing nutrients. And because of that, the essential nighttime task your cells were supposed to perform, repairing damage, cleaning toxins, and activating autophagy, get cancelled. Over time, this leads to waste buildup inside the cells and speeds up cellular aging. Here's how late-night eating disrupts your system. 1. Nutrient overload activates mTOR. When carbohydrate, fat, and protein enter your bloodstream at night, your cell's nutrient sensors turn on. This activates mTOR, a pathway that stimulates growth and building processes, but mTOR has a downside. When it turns on, it shuts up autophagy, the very processes that clear damaged components and repair cells. 2. Insulin spikes stop nighttime repair. A late-night rise in blood sugar triggers insulin, which pushes your cells into fast storage mode. This again shuts down the cellular cleaning and repair shift that should be happening at night. 3. Melatonin drops, cortisol rise. At night, melatonin normally increases, boosting autophagy, antioxidant activity, and DNA repair, while cortisol, the wakefulness hormone, naturally decreases so your cells can recover. But if you eat late, melatonin release is suppressed, sympathetic activation increases cortisol, and your entire sleep rhythm and repair cycle become delayed or even shut up completely. When your cells lose their nighttime window for repair and recycling and are forced to work around the clock, the outcome is inevitable: accelerated aging. So, as you enter the new year, I encourage you to protect your cells by keeping a 3 to 4 hours fasting window before bedtime. This one habit alone can dramatically support your body's natural repair processes. Now, I know many of you love late-night snacks, and honestly, I do too. So in part 2, we'll talk about how to minimize the damage if late-night eating is your guilty pleasure. If you enjoy late-night snacks, make sure you do not miss the next video.